Sup guys, this is DJ New World and welcome back to another one of my videos. In this video I'm going to be doing a quick review um, for the series that I watched a little while ago. And the series is called Raising Dante. The basic premise of the show is what would happen if you gave a kid superpowers. And normal adults, when you've seen any of the Marvel or DC movies, that having superpowers isn't easy, and at the same time it's not being easy trying to figure it out as a fully grown adult. We got the aspect of trying to figure it out as a child that adds to the general, what is the word I'm trying to use, the general scope, realization of the whole picture there. I'm gonna paint you a picture, if you haven't seen it yet, where this takes place. It takes place in Brooklyn. The main character is, of course, Dion, his mom, and everybody else is about really a supporting cast around them too, because the main story focus on them too. His mom just recently lost her husband at the start of the picture, the TV series. They tell you that he hasn't been dead for very long. At the start of the series, they give you a little bit of background information that she was married and he died through a storm. Later on in the story, we find out why that storm killed him. Without spoiling it, it's a really interesting story. You should watch it. I would, a 10 out of 10 would watch again. I'm gonna watch it again at a later date. What I'm really hoping is that they make a second season, because of the simple fact that to go on a little bit of tangent. Before I knew about this series, I had to go actively find something like this. A lot of series on Netflix do go under many people's radar, and because of that, you get that general vibe that this is a great show. It has a lot that it can build off of, and where it should be going. And from that, you gather your information leading into the series. The series has supporting characters that are like Dion's godfather, which his name is Tom. Dion's best friend, Esperanza, and then they get into some pretty heavy topics, like being a single mom, trying to raise a child on your own. Then you got that single parent aspect that I believe that everybody would like, and you could watch with your family. And then we have the other aspect of it, where we talk about, when we really get into the story, they talk about each individual character and what has led them up to their current point. We got her sister, which is a doctor. They explain everything leading up to that, how she became a doctor, why his mom should have stayed a doctor, or should have became one. You got your general family unit talking about giving advice, and overall you see her mental state dealing with, because her husband did die, dealing with how recent it was. Because I was thinking about it before I made this video, if you have the right person in your life, it should affect you. The person in your life is supposed to keep you grounded, and by that I mean, in many ways, the right person, it contributes to your mental state. Not simply being happy or sad, but how sane you are. If somebody's willing to deal with everything with you, even like the most complicated of things, that person's the right person for you. You're on the right path. Um, and then we have uh, Tom, which is his godfather, was her husband's best friend, and you explain how Dion got the powers, and he's the main driving force behind that because he is what is he? He's a tech. So he supported him with the tech aspect. He's an engineer. I couldn't think of the name. He's an engineer. So him and him and her husband were like best friends. They could thieves. They worked together on many projects because they worked for a company and it was them too. He's like, if you want me, then you gotta have him, because I can't do it my work, my best work without him. And you got that aspect to it, and which is great because you get to see how if you have a really good friend and they're legitimately working towards the same goal, how successful you can be. You get a lot of flashbacks into the past because I believe it's very necessary when you're dealing with a story like this where somebody has died off camera and that you didn't know about. They go back into the past, like explaining each person besides Dion, their age, like how were they, like back in college they were doing this, after college they were doing this, and then you got those little tidbits of information. And then once you get the full picture, for me, part of the way through the series, I had figured out the main plot. I'm not gonna spoil it, you should still watch it. I had figured it out because I was just like, I got enough information to go off here. And even with that, it was me knowing how it could possibly end, I still had to watch it till the end because I was just like, it's just that good of a show. What else do I need to cover? Oh, they have pretty much a full all-star cast. Oh, nearly full. There's some recognizable names in there. The kid that played Dion is, I believe he's new to acting because I've never seen him in anything. He's in the show. He's 7 to 8 years old, and he's possibly that actual age, the actor, because he's fairly young. He's probably younger than that, maybe. And we got those aspects of it. And then we go through pretty much everybody's, mental state dealing with the loss of someone that was important. And I feel like that was very, very key and very important to the series as a whole, because, there's pictures and I say pictures, but there's shows and movies that talk about dealing with loss, but, if it's done right, then they don't gloss over it like some movies and shows have done in the past. But then you got what they did, and they did the flashbacks right. They gave you all the information you needed. And with 9 episodes, which doesn't feel like that because I believe each episode is about 45 minutes long, and you could, if you really wanted to, watch the whole entire series in one sitting, or 2 to 3. But that's the interesting part about it, is it's a fairly short series given the number of episodes, but it tells the story right. It gives all the information that you need to know for what's gonna happen next. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I wanted there to be a second season of this, and hopefully there will be. And far as this series, it's very good. I'm gonna leave it off on that. Uh, like and subscribe for more. DJ New World out. Peace.